Hi, guys. Hope you had a great Christmas. I hope Santa was good to you. He was good to me. Got to have my two sons and daughter-in-laws home with us and my grandson, and we were able to chat with my two daughters down in North Carolina. So we are all able to partake of the holiday. Today is going to be one of those days where I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff going into 2022. So let me start out by saying, for those who are on here for the first time, and there might be a couple I don't recognize. Hi, my name is Dale Franklin. This call is called Mondays with Dale. It is designed to basically allow people, let me just adjust that a bit, allow people to stay up to date on what's going on through basically working with what I call in a family atmosphere, working with people that you see on a regular basis, that you come to every week and see them here. We're always adding new people, but the bottom line is we're trying to create family. We're trying to create a place where people can come for emotional support and for training, for everything that you might need in the building of this business. That includes keeping you up to date, keeping you in the know as far as what's going on during the weeks that are coming up, but also as far as where to go for training, where to go to ask questions, everything you'd need to build this business. We hope that you can get from this meeting. And the next part about it is, of course, communication. You cannot build a network marketing company without strong communication. I just don't believe it can be done. You have to have a support team. You have to have a place to go to stay up to date. So talking about communication really quickly, I always give everybody a few ways to connect with me if they want to. My personal phone number is 1-802-343-9075. That's 1-802-343-9075. You can reach me through that just on a phone. You can call me on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Viber. So I want to give you every access to be able to reach out to me. If you have questions, I will answer them or point you in the right direction. Okay, you can also reach me at, you can also reach me on my Facebook page, and certainly friend me there. It's obviously facebook.com/DaleFranklin.378. So DaleFranklin.378. The reason I give you all that, I don't want there to ever be an excuse that you fail in this business because you couldn't get access to information, couldn't get access to support. That's not possible, okay, the way we were building this business. If you fail, it's because you choose to fail, okay? And we don't want anybody to do that. So the next thing I want to do very quickly is just take you up here and show you, share screen. DaleFranklin.net. Okay, this is a website that was created for me. I always bring people to this. Here's the home page. Shows a few pictures and places I've been, and there's an opportunity blog. I'm going to talk about this real quickly. I usually don't, but here is the reason I'm going to do it. This is basically let you know a little bit more about me, who I am, where I came from, what I've done. And the reason I'm showing it to you today is we have just had this translated in Spanish, French, Swahili, Ukrainian, and Russian. So for what I'm going to be talking about today, as far as is a 90-day run to rank, I'm going to be able to send this to people and let people decide right off the bat whether or not they want to do business with me. Okay, so I'm laying it all out there. So I just wanted to point that out today. The important thing, though, is connections. This is where you guys can go to basically learn anything you need to learn about this business. Okay, you can subscribe to my email list. So as we start doing newsletters and things like that, you can get them. You can connect on Telegram with me. You can, if you don't know how to get on Telegram, there's a way to get the Telegram application so you can get on there and then connect with me. You can also come to my Dale Franklin Network Telegram channel. which is keeping you up to date with some of the latest news. We can do the same thing with WhatsApp. You can connect with me on WhatsApp here. We'll talk about YouTube here in just a minute. I'll come back to that. You can click on here and friend me on Facebook. You can join some of the Facebook groups. We have the Win Network. The Win Network is basically everybody that's on Chris Robinson's team who happens to be on this call today. The Win Testimonials, fantastic thing. I mean, you get people asking about our products, and it's one thing for you to talk about them to somebody, but what really sells is having them hear live videos or written testimonials from people who have had an emotional connection to our products, who have used them and it's helped them in some way. When people have had trouble sleeping, had trouble with anxiety, had trouble with pain, and they use our products and it relieves some of the nagging problems they've had, that creates an emotional response. You have people, we've had people on there, they'll be telling their testimonial and tears will be running down their face. Nothing sells like emotional responses. So people believe them. It's hard to fake an emotional response. So again, a great place to take people who are asking about your products. Team We is Chris Bailey's team, which is out of Washington, D.C. and Delaware and that whole area. But Chris himself lives now in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which was his dream. And it just goes to show that working this business, you can live where you want to live, build where you want to build, and live your best life. So then we go down a little bit further. Zoom meetings, these are in here all the time, so you know exactly when meetings are going to be held. You see where the address is. You can click on the address and go right to it. If a meeting has a password, the password is there for you to use. I mean, everything is here. The important ones, I think, is coming on my call on Mondays, coming on both Tuesdays and Thursdays. You have Chris Bailey doing an opportunity presentation at the same time as this call, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So again, there's all kinds of information here. And you know, we keep you up to date on what our super Saturdays are, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But again, then I want to go back here to YouTube. Guys, this is, to me, I think this is the most valuable thing we have. This is a library of all the calls we've ever made. Okay, so you're going to be able to, if you want to hear an interview from Tammy Yarborough, or you want to listen to Chris Robinson, or you want to know about relationship mapping, the convention updates, the product trainings, you name it, it's here. These are every video that we've put out since we started. There's a pile of them, okay? So if you never are able to see me again, you would be able to go back here, and just by watching some of the great leaders that I've interviewed and some of the trainings we've done, you would be able to build your business. We also show it here in playlists. We break it down in the French, into the French subtitles, the Ukrainian, the Swahili, our guest appearances, all our trainings, everything is here. So again, use this. If you're afraid that, if you're somebody who doesn't want to have somebody looking at my page because you're afraid that I might steal them from you or whatever the reason being, which you'll never have to worry about. But if that's something that makes you feel you don't trust it that way, then just go in here and copy the videos and put them on your own page or whatever you want. But again, this is just a way for me to help everyone that's coming on these calls. So keep that in mind. And let me get out of this here. Oops, I did something wrong. Let me get back here. Stop share. There we go. Sorry, my techniques are pretty sad, but anyway, I got you through that. So guys, again, everything we give you, everything you possibly could need to possibly build this business and to be able to communicate. A couple of things I want to mention right here quick. I'm going to skip over a few things because we have a lot to do today. But remember, we're going to have our Super Saturdays that we have each month. and they last about 90 minutes. They are some of the best training you're ever going to get. So be aware of that. Keep a watch out for when our next one's going to be. Because of the New Year's falling on a Saturday, we're probably going to do it the following Saturday, I would guess. But we'll keep you informed. Also, remember about the mastermind coming up in March. You've still got one more month, the month of January, for us to qualify you for that. So if you want to be able to go to the mastermind convention in March, just stay tuned to what we're doing and try to build yourself to a 25K affiliate by the end of January, and also either be buying 500 BV every month and selling it or selling it to your customers, or if you can get somebody on your team who reaches 10K affiliate, that will also qualify you as long as you're a 25K affiliate. So again, I'm moving along very quick today because we've got a lot to hit. Before we talk to our speaker today, the major thing that I am doing right now is I'm going to have a 90-day run to rank, and I'd love you guys all join me. Okay. Now I'm going to be brutally honest in this point on what I'm going to do in my training. Okay. I hope everybody's with me on this. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. This is a lifetime moment. This is a lifetime changing moment. Okay. If you decide to do this and work as hard as you'll need to for the next 90 days, this is what will change your life. Every single network marketer that I have ever met that's been successful tells you they built their business over 1, 2, 3, or 4 90-day surges. The most successful ones have done it multiple times, but I really never met anyone in this business who hasn't done one of these. So I'm about to do a 90-day surge, 90 days flat out. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question: where will I be March 31st, 2022? You're going to be right where you are today, nothing's changed? Or are you going to be well on your way to changing your life and giving yourself the financial freedom you want for you and your family? It's not 90, basically starting next week, that'll be 90 days from now. How badly do you want it? How you can say you want it, but saying it and doing it is two different things. Okay, you've got to look inside yourself and decide whether or not this is something you're willing to do. Okay. Now I said I'm committing to it, and this is what I want to. This is what I want to do for myself, but I want to take as many of you with me as possible. So I need to know when we're done this who is in. Okay. I'm going to read a few things here. You need to have a total commitment to growth. This is for serious people only. I can't say that enough. You must be accountable, and I'll show you how we're going to make you accountable. I'm not wasting time on anybody who's just pretending they want to be in this business. For this particular thing, I help all the people on my team as much as they want. But this particular 90 days, along with doing what I normally do, I'm going to be working with the people who really, really want this to happen. Okay. And again, it's going to be very quantifiable. I want you to take a moment, if you decide to do this, and meet with your family. Sit down with your family before you start this, and I want you to tell them this. The next 90 days, I am going to be totally committed to this business. I want to change our lives from a financial standpoint. I want to change our lives from a time standpoint. I want to be able to, going forward, 90 days from now, I want to be able to afford to do the things with my family that I want to do, and I want to have the time to do it. You look at your family, look at your wife, look at your kids, and tell them, I love you, and I'm doing this for you. I want you to have them be agreeable with it, okay? I want them to be supporting you on this. But this is so important. If you don't have your family supporting you on this and giving you the extra push, you probably won't succeed. So very seriously, sit down with your family, have this talk, okay? For me to really consider that you are serious about this, you must either enroll or maintain a directorship level. Okay. In other words, if you're already a member, you need to have a auto ship of at least 90 BV. Now, I know this, a lot of you are in Africa and you say that's a lot of BV. I'm telling you right now, it's not. Okay. If you can't sell 90 BV or use or sell 90 BV worth of products in our company, on a monthly basis, you are not serious. I told you I was going to be blunt, and I'm going to be today. You are not serious if you can't push or use 90 BV worth of product a month. There's no, there's not an excuse you could give me that I would buy. Okay, so that's one of the prerequisites. So, and I can see it from my screen. What will I be doing during those 90 days myself? I'll be working flat out Mondays through Saturdays. Okay, I'm going to be putting in the incredible amount of time in this. I'm not going to work it on Sundays. I'm going to use Sundays as a time to rest and reflect. For no other reason, I'm 66 years old. I don't know if I can hold up 7 days a week. But again, that's what I'm going to do. Each day I'm going to be prospecting 20 people. Each day I'm going to be friend requesting 20 people. Whether I do it on Facebook or some other social media, I'll be friending at least 20 people. The way if I do it on Facebook, I'll be breaking it down into sections of probably 10 in the morning and 10 in the evening, so I don't get slapped with Facebook jail or any of that kind of stuff. But this is what I'm going to be doing on a regular basis. And I'm not going to be prospecting just anybody, and I'm not going to be friending just anybody. Okay, I'm going to spend a lot of time going through people's profiles, and I'm going to be picking people that are leaders, that are people that are already in network marketing, people that already get what we're doing one way or another. People that are already successful in business will always listen to you when you have something to say that make them more money. Okay, people that are in network marketing around the world right now, a lot of network marketing companies got hammered during this pandemic. Okay, especially if they were companies with just one product. So they're looking for some new home. You've got to have the guts to approach these people. Okay, and so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be constantly doing follow-ups with everybody each day that I've been reaching out to, and basically doing whatever they suggest. If they tell me that they are interested, I will continue to talk to them, answer their questions, eventually enroll them. And then once I enroll them, I'll start training them through back office training, orientation, everything that I do. Okay. If they tell me they're not interested, okay, if they give me a definitive they're not interested, I'll ask them if there's people they know that might be. But if they say no to all that, I'm going to start going through their friends. I'm going to start profiling their people, and I'm going to start looking for leaders that they know and using that as part of my base for building. So when people tell me you can't find enough people to reach out to, well, when you reach out to somebody and they say no, I'm telling you, use that to open the door to their whole friendship base and look at their friends. Okay, and if those friends, if you friend some of them and they friend you back and you prospect them and they're not interested, do the same thing over again. Okay, you'll never run out of people to talk to. Okay, so and then after I do that, I'm going to be doing the follow-ups and everything else. I'm going to be constantly relationship building, and then again, relationship building, you don't try to sell somebody necessarily the first time on our business. You build enough relationships so they ask you what you do. Okay, that's the way I do it. And then I'm going to repeat this every day, including setting up multiple trainings and orientations so that my people are going to be totally trained, totally understand what's going on from the moment they get in the business, so they feel comfortable doing exactly what I'm training them to do. What am I going to do for you guys who decide to join me? Okay, well, first of all, I want to point out one thing I don't want to do. In the past, when I've done something like this and people will just reach out to somebody, they'll get their information, they'll turn them over to me, and they'll say, okay, Dale, I just introduced you to this guy, go for it. And I'll say, oh, great, how you doing? And I start talking to them. They go, first words out of their mouth is, what the hell is this all about? They don't have a clue because the person that brought them to me hasn't pre-screened them. Okay, so what I'm looking for you people that are interested in doing this. I want you to bring me prospects that are either pre-enrolled or have watched an opportunity either live or recorded. I recommend for the African market, Tuesdays and Thursdays, you got Chris Bailey doing a phenomenal job on opportunity presentations. At least let them see that. Then this is where we're going to start quantifying you. Then set up a WhatsApp group of you, me, and the prospect after they have seen the video and they still are intrigued. Okay, you're going to do that part on your own. Not that hard to do. You're just inviting them to a call. Once you do that, and they're still interested, you're going to set up a WhatsApp group between you, me, and them. You're going to introduce me to them on the WhatsApp group. You're going to tell me a little bit about them, something, something about their family, something about their work, something about their hobbies, something that I can use to start and open a conversation. Just a conversation starter. That's all I'm looking for. I will then build a relationship with you right there watching, and we will over a period of time, we will create the relationship, answer the questions, and help you build your customer or trainee base. Let me see what's next here. Doing this lets me know that you are serious. Number one, because you've introduced me to these people, and it's also very quantifiable. I know who's doing it, who's not. If somebody does one of these and doesn't do any more, then I know they were just kind of what I'll call a one-hit wonder. And I mean, no disrespect, but I'm not going to spend as much time with somebody who's only done it once to see how it works than somebody else who has, introduced me to a dozen people over 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so I'm going to be working these people the same way with you, the same way I work my people. I'm going to be training them and helping you train them the same way I do my people. It's going to be a totally duplicatable situation. As your team grows, we'll set up specific times to focus on their training and their orientation and their success. Example, Joshua Masodi's been working with me from Africa for the last 10, 12 days. And we have 4 people already that he has done this way. I have built a relationship. They're interested in the business, or they have already joined, and we're already in the process of training them and getting them up to speed so they can do the same thing. Okay. So Mondays with Dale for the next 13 weeks are going to be focused on a lot of what we're talking about here. We're going to be training on prospecting. We're going to be training on relationship mapping, which I think is one of the most important things we can do to build this team. We're going to be doing a lot of training. We're going to be doing a lot of product knowledge. We're going to do a lot of live interviews and recorded videos that will inspire and motivate. We're going to be going after people who've been there, done that, and are going to show you how to do it. So having told you all that, before I bring on our speaker for the day, I just want you to know that you need to reach out to me if you're interested. If you got people on your team that are interested, reach out to me. Write me on my WhatsApp. My 1-802-343-9075. Reach out. All you guys say is, Dale, I'm in. That's all I need for now. Okay. We can add people as we go. Okay. It's not like if I start on the 1st of January and we have got people that haven't heard about it yet, they can come on whenever. We'll keep this thing going as long as we need to give everybody their 90 days. But I need you to let me know if you're interested. Okay. I'm going to do this with or without you. Okay, I would hate to see March 31st roll around and you see where I've gone with this, because I'm going to go a long way, and think to yourself, God, I wish I'd done that with them to begin with. Now is the time to start. That's why I'm doing it now, a whole week before we actually kick it into gear. I want you to think about it. I want you to sit down and talk to your family if you decide you're going to do it, and be ready to go by next Monday when we kick this thing into gear. So having said all that, I hope, again, I wasn't too blunt. I hope I didn't offend anybody, but this thing is, I'm taking no prisoners. This is the real world. This is the way things work in business. You either commit or you don't, and I'm committed totally. So having said all that, I want to introduce our speaker today, Chris Robinson. He was so nice. He actually went to his vacation a day early so that he could be here and chat with us. For those who don't know Chris, he was the very first affiliate in My Daily Choice. He's best friends with the owner of the company. So we are very blessed to have somebody with that kind of connection working with us. He's a super affiliate. He has done an incredible amount of things in his life and been successful at all of them. He's a rancher. In fact, there's going to be a day when I fly out there and we're going up in the mountains until my saddle sore is sore enough, so you have to drag me home. He's owned a trucking company. He owns a construction company. He's one of those guys, because he's doing all these different things. He's very strategic in his thinking. He's obviously a doer. As doers, you don't own multiple companies unless you are a doer. We jokingly call him the cannabis cowboy. because of his background. I've known him for almost 13 years now. I consider him a good friend. I consider him a person that I respect, a person that I want on my side in a bind. And again, if you had to listen to anybody in the world on network marketing, you wouldn't find anybody better than this guy. So, Chris, are you on?
I am here, Dale. Can you hear me?
I can. Welcome, welcome.
It's awesome to be here. Before we get started, though, I gotta say a couple of things real quick.
Sure.
Because I love how you're rolling out this 90-day blitz. And maybe we're going to talk about this later. I'm not sure, but I want to make sure we talk about it because this is so important. And just like you said, Dale, everybody that's ever succeeded in, I wouldn't even just say network marketing, I would say business, has had big 90-day pushes, whether they knew they were doing it or not. I did it on accident. I didn't know when I got into network marketing, I didn't know what a 90-day blitz was. I didn't know anything. All I knew is I was passionate about a product and everybody else needed to know about it. And I started with a 90-day blitz. And I can still look back on this was in 2008 when I got into network marketing. My first 90 days was an accidental blitz is what it turned out to be. And that's what set the stage for my entire network marketing career still to this date. I mean, there's people I still work with right now because of that 90-day blitz. Matter of fact, it's pretty much everybody I deal with in the network marketing space came from a 90-day blitz. And you said something I want to touch on again too, was qualifying people. I mean, look, you can waste so much time talking to the wrong people if you're not careful how you're doing it. And for me, I mean, the most valuable asset anybody has is their time. And if you're not qualifying people and wasting your time, that's when you get burned out. That's when you feel like you're a failure in network marketing. That's when everything starts to crumble, because if you're not qualifying the right people, then you're building a business based on a false foundation that's going to crumble, and that's what's going to happen. So I love how you said that. And I get asked all the time, Chris, you're the first affiliate in the company. You know, how come you're not always on top of the leaderboard? How come this? How come that? Well, the fact of the matter is, I qualify people. On my way down, there's a guy that reached out, over Christmas break, actually ended up on Christmas Day. Somebody sent me a message about a crypto deal they're launching and how I should take a look at it. I'll just pull it up and read, because it was cool how you brought this up, and I'm right in the middle of a couple of these right now. And this gentleman said, I got to find it it's right here. He sent me a message that said, I'm pleased to connect with you. My name is X, just looking at your profile. Curious, would you be open to earning extra income? Basically sent me a spam message, right? I just sent it to a bunch of random people. And I said, hey, it's great to connect with you. I'm currently a top earner company I'm in. I'm happy where I'm at. Thanks for thinking of me, though. Good luck on your project. Hope you crush 2022. And then his response was, what company is that? I like to diversify. And my response was, we're on Christmas break. I would love to get on and connect with you and see if you're a right fit to work with me in my project. But let's get through the holidays, as we're busy right now. He said, hey, no problem. Let's get back. And so when you have posture, people wake up. So I wanted to share that because, Dale, we didn't plan this call the way it was going, but you mentioned qualifying people. And one thing I will guarantee you, if you do this 90-day blitz the way Dale just laid it out, I promise you, I don't care what rank you're at, you will rank up. It's that simple. You will rank up, because 90 days, so much can happen. I've seen people go 100K affiliate in 90 days, from 0 to 100K affiliate in a 90-day blitz. And that's what's so important about this business. It is a marathon. We say it all the time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But what's a marathon? It's a series of sprints put together, right? Resting when you need to rest so that you don't burn out. So, Dale, I'm so happy you're doing this 90-day blitz, and I encourage everybody on this call to make sure you're doing this with Dale. He just gave out his phone number and said, put me in a group chat with your, I mean, Pete, that's crazy. And Dale's got the time and the resources to help each and every one of you. So I hope you guys all take advantage of this and go crush it with kicking off 2022, because Dale's put it all out there, and he's a great resource, and he's a giving gentleman. He's happy to help. So, Dale, thanks for spearheading a 90-day blitz for your team and for for really crushing it. And I know there's going to be some success come out of it. So back to the call, Dale. I had to start with that. Sorry.
And that was great. Thank you. Thank you. You know, and you just mentioned something I want to just address real quick. You know, guys, by doing this the right way, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen a little bit. We're going to really quickly, we're going to create a snowball effect. Okay. What's going to happen the very first, if you do this with me, what's going to start at the beginning is we're going to be friending people. We're going to be prospecting people. We're going to be building relationships. And that takes time. So for those who think they're going to come on to a 90-day run, and after their first week and they're going to have 30 people signed up, that's not what happens. But what happens is we'll build the relationships and we'll get the trust. And over the first week, 2 weeks, you may not sign a lot of people up. But we're going to be talking to a lot of people because we're going to be adding people to the pipeline on a regular basis, constantly. Okay. And then what's going to happen on maybe week 3, all of a sudden you're going to have a bunch of people that have known you now for a week or 10 days or whatever, and they've already gotten all their questions answered, and they're going to join, and they're going to start their business. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing with them. So what's going to happen is it may start off slow, but by the time you get to 90 days, you're going to have this huge wave of people that are coming in if you've done this on a continual basis, because you've built the relationships, you've built the trust, they've been able to do the same thing, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So, you know, I always tell the story about when I first got network marketing, I had a mild heart attack, and I was completely out of the loop for 2 weeks. And then what did I do? Right after my doctor said I could do something, I went out and I was cutting wood off a pile of logs that I had, and one of the logs slipped and crushed my leg. And because I was on blood thinners, it swelled my leg up so bad, I was in bed for another 2 weeks for that. You know what happened to my business during that 4-week period when I was not able to do anything? My team grew by 72 people while I was doing nothing. I was flat out, but my team had the wave of what we had built, and they were building more people while I couldn't do a thing for them. And yet it still grew because of the wave. So we're building a wave that's going to just, eventually it'll have a mind of its own, and you couldn't stop it if you wanted to. So I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there. So Chris, we're going to keep it kind of, a lot of the stuff that I ask you usually when we talk, many of the people here have heard, but I see there are several new people on the call today, and I want to welcome them. So just Chris, if you could just give us a little background as far as what you do, where you came from, and how you got into network marketing, and how it's changed your life.
Oh boy, yeah, we'll do this quick. So 15 years old, I dropped out of high school. That was the last day I had any formal education. I dropped out and went to work for my dad, actually building fence, which sucks. Fence building is not fun. One thing I did learn from my dad was how to work hard. And I thank God every day that he taught me how to work hard, because I realized that manual labor sucked at an early age, and I didn't want to do it my whole life. So I started looking how to leverage other assets and how to leverage people so that I could still make more money without having to do the physical labor work myself. And that's what got me into construction. And I started, well, let me back up just a little bit. When I was 18 years old, I became a father. And then 65 days after that, I became a father again. So when I was 18 years old was a good year for me. I partied a lot. I raised hell. I just was headed down the wrong path. I ended up getting 2 girls pregnant, and bada bing, bada boom. My 2 oldest daughters are 64 days apart. And it ended up being the biggest blessing ever. Looking back, this was 21 years ago now. That because of that, you know, at the time I'm like, man, my life is over. How am I ever going to become anything? I got to slow down. I got to try to figure this out. But what really happened was that is what I needed as a kick in the pants to wake up and really go do something. And so when I was 19 years old, 20 years old, I was working a swing shift. I was trying to start my own business during the day in the building industry. And my wife called me and told me that we were getting ready to sing happy birthday to one of my daughters. It was her first or second birthday. And I didn't want to sing happy birthday to my daughter over the phone while I was at work. So I walked over, I hit the time clock, I punched out, and I said, I will never touch another time clock as long as I live. And I loaded my tools up, quit that job, went to the birthday party, sang happy birthday to my daughter, my damn self, and started the entrepreneurial journey. It's funny how when you have nothing to fall back on, how successful you can become. And by the time I was 23, 24 years old, I had a construction company with 40 plus employees. For a kid in his 20s with no education and no experience, I felt like I was doing really well. I mean, I had some years, I did over $1 million before I was even 25 years old. When I was 28 years old, I ran into network. Well, I grew up in a network marketing Amway house, and I hated network marketing. I always thought it was a scam and a pyramid and all those things. And then the right product from the right person came along when I was 27, 28 years old. I ran with it. I got started in the industry. And really since the very first week I was in network marketing, since that day, I've cashed a paycheck every single week since I started in network marketing. So I learned the benefits of residual income, and I look back on it and I'm going, what if I got paid a monthly payment for every construction, every house I built, every driveway I poured, every building I framed, if I could get paid monthly, but you can't do that. That's not the way the real world works. And I learned the power of residual income through network marketing. I've never looked back. And I've also looked at it from the standpoint of the future. I have a really good business built. I know it's a sustainable business. We're part of a legacy company that's going to be around for a long time. And it's something that's already, right now, it's willed to my children. So if something ever happened to me or my wife or whatever, my kids will be taken care of, whether I'm here or not. If I'm breathing or in the ground, that paycheck's going to come in from my daily choice. So I don't ever have to worry about my kids or my wife being able to, enjoy life, even if I'm not around. So, that's a real brief story. Dale, you'd mentioned and you did say, Dale, that I've been successful in everything I did. And I probably haven't told you all the stories, but that's actually not true because I failed. You mentioned the trucking company. I mean, trucking company pretty much bankrupted me along with my construction company in the recession. And I've been just like a lot of you. I've stood on my front porch and watched my trucks be repoed and come home to the letter on my front door from the sheriff with the 72-hour notice. I had to move out of my house. I've been through it. I've done it, but because of network marketing and residual income, I was able to come back very fast. I was able to rebuild. And, that was an experience in my life that I think was necessary. So many times we're going through something bad. And I was the same way. I thought, man, life is over. I'm never going to be able to recover. When in reality, it's just God humbling you for what's next. Because what I've been able to do since that day, I didn't sleep for months, literally months. And I was going through all these problems. And thank God my wife, she was there side by side going through it with me. But it was just, I was so successful, so young, that I took it for granted. And I didn't understand that success can never be owned. It can only be rented at that time. And when they come strip you down and take everything you've ever owned, everything you've worked hard for, I can promise you it's to build you for something better. So all of you that's going through hard times and maybe not seeing the success you want to see, it's just because it's not your turn yet. But once you pay your dues and you keep your head down and you stay working and you do 90-day blitzes and you do all these things, I can promise you when you do hit that success, which you will, if you just stay consistent, then you're going to appreciate it so much more and be able to hang on to it for so much longer because of the scars and the battles that you've been through to get there. So, that's kind of a real quick, brief synopsis of my story. There's a lot more there, but I don't want to take the whole call talking about me. I want to get to the nuts and bolts of getting you guys ready for 2022.
Well, thank you. No, I didn't know some of that. But every as you said, every person I know, personal friends of mine that I know that have been extremely successful have had those, what I call the 5 years of hell.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
and
like the song says, when you're going through hell, keep on going because it'll end.
exactly,
It'll
exactly.
end.
I've had years I had years myself where things were so tight back in my younger days that I could tell you every crack in the ceiling of my bedroom because I'd spent many nights laying there looking at that ceiling, wondering how I was going to make it through the next day. So those during the time that those happen, they you hate them, but I think that's the bad times are what make you the leader you end up being, not necessarily the good times. So
Yeah, you're never forged in the good times. You're always forged in the bad times. That's when your character comes out, and you decide if, and that's when you when you learn if you're in it to win it, or if you're serious or you're curious. Because the people that come through bad times always seem to be the people that win big if they've come through them and learned. A lot of people sit in those bad times forever. They just have pity parties, they pout, and they say, why is this happening to me? Instead of asking the same question, why is this happening to me? Because if you figure out why it's happening to you, you can move forward from that. But if you just have a pity party and sit and stay depressed and in your own sorrows, you're going to be there a long, long time. So if you're going through hell, keep on going.
yeah, and it's best to have blinders on when you're doing that.
Absolutely. Yep. You got to pick something and run with it. You can't have a million balls in the air when you're trying to get started. So
exactly. Having your connection with Josh Wagle, the owner of this company, and having been in from the very beginning and knowing probably little tidbits that most people in the company don't know. I'm not going to ask you for any secrets. Don't worry about that. But tell me what your vision is for this team and for My Daily Choice in general going into 2022. What do you see?
So I think 2022 is going to be the biggest year that My Daily Choice has ever had. And let me explain why that is. One, in October, we launched several new brands that's already proven to be effective. We didn't launch those brands to make 2021 miraculous. We launched those brands to give people time to build their followings, to get ready for these 90-day blitzes, to get testimonials on the products. So starting 2022, next week, everybody could come out of the gates guns a-blazing and really go crush this thing called network marketing. And the timing, it's kind of, I shouldn't say it's funny, but it's interesting how the timing has all came together, because yes, HempWorks is still a very massive brand that's spanning the globe, but now we've added some more brands. I know some of the international markets haven't seen those brands yet, but they're coming. We've also launched more markets as well. The whole Latin America, Mexico market's brand new. Matter of fact, I think I might be headed there next weekend. We're just waiting on some details to see what's going on there. But at the same time, all these new things are happening within My Daily Choice. If you turn on the news again, it's starting to look real familiar of the spring and the winter of 2020 with everything that's being pushed, whether you believe it or not, it's happening. And there's a chance that we could see a lot of people having to learn how to work from home again. And the home-based business industry is just incredible. I've seen so many friends of mine, and it's kind of funny because a lot of people have made more money through the pandemic than they ever have their whole life. And I'm not just talking about network marketing. I have friends that run other businesses. Dale, maybe your tire business has had the biggest couple of years you've ever had.
It has.
But there's a lot of companies that's gone under because of what they decide to do during times like this. You can buy into the negativity. I mean, it's not good news when they shut things down, but you guys actually have a very interesting opportunity where people are trying to figure out how to stay healthy and earn money from home. And this new variant's going to push the exact same thing that we've seen in the past. It seems every winter it's something new, and people start to panic. And we have a very, very unique business model in the network marketing business. We also have a very unique model within network marketing of this open-ended brand, all these different products, all of our different, I mean, look at how many products in My Daily Choice, no matter what market you're in, that help build immune system, that help people stay healthy, that's in the health and wellness focus. And people are starting to look again. There's a lot of nervous people out there. Am I going to be able to go to work? There's a lot of people going, am I going to lose my job because I don't want to get vaccinated? Do I want to get vaccinated? What do I do? And so there's a lot of people looking for a way to take control of their own destiny. More so, I mean, 2020, everybody got caught off guard. Would you agree? I didn't see it coming. In 2019, I mean, we had road shows planned for 2020. We was going out, and then wham, it all shut down. But now people are starting to see it repeat again. So now they're trying to be prepared for it to happen. So they're trying to be proactive instead of reactive. If you can find those proactive people, and like Dale said, qualify people, it's game over. And a lot of people are looking, and I don't care I don't care if you're in Asia, Africa, Russia, Latin America, it's a global issue, and all humans are created the same. We all want what's best for our families. We all want what's best for us, and we all want more. And more meaning more time, more money, more whatever. And we have the answers for more. So your job is just to stay focused and stay consistent, and people will come to you. So that's what I see. I see 2022 being our biggest year ever, and those are the reasons why.
I agree with every one of them. And as I said earlier, I think we need to take advantage. It's one thing to go after people that have never been in network marketing and are looking for something else. We should be doing that on a regular basis. But we're also in a situation right now where a lot of network marketing companies have failed over the last couple of years. There's new network marketing companies coming on all the time. And it's like any other business, only a small percentage of businesses, no matter what kind of business you're in, that survive the first 5 years, or in network marketing, I think it's the first 2 years. But between the companies that are starting and failing, and the companies that have been in a long time, but maybe we're just selling one product that have failed over the last couple of years, there are so many network marketers, experienced network marketers out there that we need to reach out to. And I believe that here I'm going to sound a little arrogant, I'm sorry, but I believe if you get those to me, I can handle them, or I can talk to Chris, or we have access to Josh. Once you get them to us, we can close them. We can close these guys that might have 1,000 people already on their team. I'm working right now with 5 different teams from 5 different companies that are all thinking about coming over to us. Okay. And will they all come to us? I don't know, but some of them are going to. I have confidence in that. And the thing is, when they come, they're coming because the company they were with either has stopped paying, or started slow paying, or they're just a one product line that just is not moving at all. And it's obvious that they're going. I mean, I'll just mention a couple. Crowd One has got problems, legal problems. AIM Global is having trouble. Many of the travel portals are having trouble. We have a travel portal. Ours didn't do all that well the last 2 years, but because we are a company of multiple brands, we were able to carry it through. And when things get better, we'll be able to go right back to using it and watching that grow. But what I'm getting at is there is so much potential out there. You just have to have the bravery to reach out to people that you think, oh, I shouldn't talk to him. He's already successful. He won't listen to me. Well, if you can say, I have people that would like to talk to you that are multimillionaires, would like to say, I would say multimillionaires from America, because it seems like, especially in the African market, that has a lot of credence. Get them in front of us and let us do what we can do, but be brave enough to do that. Chris, I'd like you to address, we're talking about a 90-day surge, 90-day run. And I know you've known, and you addressed this a little bit earlier, but really, I'd like you to really address that a little bit more and tell people your experience as far as people you know that have done this and what it's done for them.
So yeah, I mean, same thing I talked about when I first started, because every, like you said, Dale, every person that's seen success in network marketing can point at 90-day blitzes or a blitz of some sort. And the reason for that is it is a rule. It's a fact that success loves speed. And if you can compress all of your activities that you were planning for 2022 and your My Daily Choice business into January, February, March, your 2022 is going to be way better than what you even had planned. So whatever you was planning to do in 2022 with your business, now take that exact same effort and compress it into January, February, and March. And you're going to notice that you do rank up. You're going to you're not going to notice that you rank up. You're going to get to have fun because you're going to see people on your team start ranking up and start winning. Because once you get rid of all the distractions, and that's why a blitz is so important. I mean, I'm a big football guy. I actually coach a little football and I like football, and that's where blitz comes from. If you watch a football game and they tell the middle linebacker to blitz, he's not looking at who's going out into coverage. He's not looking at how the block, all he knows is he's got blinders on and he's going to the quarterback. And that's why blitzes are so successful. That's why that's why a quarterback gets, that's why it's a blitz. You don't do anything but your one chore. And in football, it's to get to the quarterback. In this instance, it's to talk to as many people as you possibly can, qualify them, and get them either decide if they're going to work with you or not. And one thing I want to point out about qualifying people, if you're talking to people and they're not the type of person you feel like is going to be serious, that could be a waste of your time, that's the type of person that we call a customer. So there's two, in my mind, and I really believe this, there's two types of people in this world. And that's a My Daily Choice affiliate and business partner or a My Daily Choice customer. There's no other types of people in the world to me. So my job is to figure out where they fit in. If they're a good fit to work with and they're a good fit to build your business with and they're a motivated person and they want to go do something serious, that's an affiliate. If you're talking to them and you're trying to talk them into signing up, even if you do talk them into starting the business, guess what you got to do next? You got to talk them into getting onto Monday calls. You got to talk them into qualifying for masterminds. You got to talk them into going to conventions. You don't want to spend your whole life babysitting. Let them become a customer and go find the next affiliate. You understand our compensation plan? You know how many people you have to personally sponsor to max it out? 3. And only 2 of them have to build. The other one just needs to be on auto ship. You really only need 2 affiliates and 1 customer to max out our compensation plan, which there's no number to that. We say max out the comp plan, but it's not 1 million a month or 3 million. You can make unlimited amount of money in our compensation plan. So find those 2 people. And sometimes you're going to have to talk to thousands to find those 2, but is that a problem? It shouldn't be. I remember growing up and I said it before I grew up, and I know we're about out of time, Dale, but I remember growing up and watching my parents build network marketing business from our living room. This was before internet and all that stuff. Every Wednesday night at 7, I'd have to go in my bedroom while my mom and dad's friends showed up with a whiteboard. Sometimes 1 person would come to the house, sometimes none, sometimes 3 or 4. And after watching this for a couple of years, I asked the guy, his name was Dennis Weston. He was making millions of dollars in network marketing. And I finally asked him, I said, you come over here all the time for no people. Like, what are you doing? And he said, well, let me explain something to you, young man. He said, I've showed this plan on this whiteboard 1,100, I can't remember the exact numbers, 1,100 and something times, over 1,000 times. How many of you done 1,000 live presentations in your network marketing? I don't even know if I have. And I do a ton of presentations. And he said, out of those thousands, that 1,100 plus presentations I've done. He said 105 people started the business. And out of those 105 people, 7 of them made me filthy rich. He says, I understand it's just a numbers game. And I blew that off. I was maybe 13, 14 years old at the time. And then, 15 years later, when I start my network marketing career, it all starts to make sense to me. It's just a numbers game. You show as many people as you possibly can what we have and let them decide. Are they a customer or are they an affiliate? And sometimes people are nothing for now, but they're going to watch to see if you're consistent. They're going to watch to see if your products are working for other people. They're going to watch. And I challenge you as you're talking to people through this 90-day blitz, if you get a no on customer and a no on affiliate, I just challenge you to believe them. Don't try to talk them into it, but always leave a door open. So if I was talking to Joshua and he said, Chris, I'm really not interested in either, I said, great, Joshua, I appreciate our friendship, but is it okay if I just, let you know in 90 days how my business is going? Is he going to say no? Nobody ever does. They say absolutely. And then after my 90-day blitz, when I'm getting ready to do my next one, I'm going to follow up with Joshua. I'm going to say, hey, man, I know I told you I'd follow up with you in 90 days. I'm just doing that. I want to let you know business has gone really well. I've actually been able to earn a bunch of income. I've ranked up in my company, got a lot of customers, and I just appreciate you listening and being able to let me follow up with you. Now that we're here, is there anything that you're interested in after you've had 90 days to think about it? Because I can promise you, I don't care who you're talking to, their life will change in the next 90 days. Some people, it just takes a week. And it's all timing. Network marketing is all timing and all exposures. And you just got to talk to the right person on the right day. For example, 3 years ago, and I'll actually use their names, they're part of Win Network, Steve and Maria Nunez got into My Daily Choice and tried to launch Costa Rica, but we weren't ready. They left the business because we weren't licensed. We couldn't do anything. Fast forward to about 8 months ago, I reached back out and I said, hey, we're getting ready for Costa Rica. They told me, hell no. They said, Chris, we love you, but we're not going there. A month ago, I got a message that said, hey, we're ready. People heard My Daily Choice is coming. They've asked us if we're still involved and we want to build the business. They just said, sign me up now. That was the message I got. But it's because I didn't burn relationships, right? I know it's all timing. And, Danielle, she's on the call. She could have been asked 4 times to join this business. And until the right person on the right day asked, she didn't say yes. Dale, Phil, I talked to you guys 10 times over a 5-year span. And it was all timing, right? And when the time was right, you guys come on board and now we're here. So don't ever get frustrated, and don't ever get too excited too over the yeses, but don't get too frustrated over the no's. Just know you got to stay consistent and you got to stay persistent for whatever the time period is. Really, for me to hit big in MLM, it was 9 years. 9 years. I kept my head down. I had to switch companies once. I mean, I was pretty successful, but to really hit big and to get where I wanted to be, it was 9 years. But I just kept going.
Wow.
I don't remember your question, Dale, but did I answer it?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Awesome.
While you were talking, you said a couple things that one of the things you said about watching your team succeed. Anybody who's heard my story knows that the reason I got into network marketing really was to help other people, because I had felt so blessed in what I had achieved over my life, as far as family, as far as business. And, I think of Robert Hollis. When Robert Hollis is at convention and he's sitting down near front, and I mean, he's feeling good about himself. He's made a lot of money, but I always watch him when they start the award ceremonies, and his people from the 1Ks to the 5Ks to the 10Ks, all the way up to the 250Ks and the 500Ks that are underneath him, walk across stage. And I look at him and I see the emotion, the pride that he has, because he was a small part in helping them succeed, you know? And that's what I want for this team. I'm doing this from a pure greed standpoint. I want to be able to stand at the bottom of the stairs at the next convention and have every one of you walk across that stage as a high-ranking part of our company. I want to be there to give you a hug when you come down those steps. That'll mean more to
I'll
me.
be on the stage because that's my favorite part of convention. I spent a lot of time on that stage, but during the award ceremony, to be able to, and most of the people I've never met, but to be able to stand there and every single person that's ever walked across my Daily Choices stage during a convention, I've been able to hug, shake their hand, whatever, as they were going to get their awards. And honestly, that's the only reason I agree to MC those 3-day events, because they are grueling. You get tired and it's sometimes not fun. But when you can stand up there, like Dale's saying, and be at those stairs as people's walking the stage and see the smiles on their faces, the excitement of the possibilities for what's next. It's just, there's nothing more rewarding. No paycheck can equal what that feels like.
You're absolutely right. And that's what I want for all of you guys. So I want you to, again, thank you, Chris, for coming on the call. It means the world to me that you came on. And thank you for taking time from vacation. Guys, I want this for you guys so bad, but you got to want it for yourselves. So please sit back today, tomorrow, sit back, make a decision one way or the other. If you decide to run this with me, then reach out to me, let me know you're in, and you'll have my full support. We will work our butts off to make sure that everybody that does this succeeds. As I said earlier, where I was very blunt, if you say you're going to do it and then I don't see the effort, I got to leave you, because I'm going to be going, because I'm going for full bolt myself. And I'm also going to be the ones that really show that they want this and want to succeed at this. I will do everything in my power to make sure they succeed. But you got to prove to me that you want it as for yourself as bad as I want it for you. So think about it. If you decide to do it, reach out to me, let me know, and then let's kill this thing over the next 90 days. So remember, as I always say, every one of these calls, I love every one of you. I want you to all succeed. I'm looking forward to working with you. So have a great week. Make your decisions. Let me know, and let's kill this in 2022. So having said all that, guys, this call is officially over, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Let's get it. Love you guys.
Take care.